Conversations with Friends. Conversations with Friends.
Conversations with Friends.
Hey, good evening. Welcome everyone. Conversations with Friends, Season 2, Episode 1. And Season 2, we're going to try to kick this off with a fantastic show tonight. Two very special guests. We have the two writers from House of Vicious BET hit series that is actually going on now for those that don't know. And so you can catch the last couple episodes, but make sure you go watch episode 1 and all the way through so you can understand this amazing story that's being told by these two fabulous young ladies. Um, Good evening, you
Welcome.
guys.
Hello.
Hello, thank you.
Everything all right?
Yes,
Yep. Good
Good,
evening.
good.
Glad to be here.
better than that. Better than all right.
I'm gonna just give the audience a brief introduction of you guys. 211 Media LLC is a media content creation company founded by veteran writers Tu-Shonda Whitaker and Ameleka McCall. Tu-Shonda Whitaker is a number one Essence best-selling author of The X Factor. Whitaker has penned over 30 novels in contemporary, erotic, and young adult fiction. She is the recipient of the Ella Baker and W.E.B. Du Bois International Award for Fiction Writing and the Young Adult Library Series Association Award for Young Reluctant Writers. Whitaker has appeared in numerous magazines and sold thousands of books. Her upcoming novel, Plain Sight, is slated to be released 2023. Amaleka McCall penned urban mystery crime thriller novels A Twisted Tale of Karma, Hush, Price of Fame, Hard Candy Part 2, One Night Stand, and Two Timers. With her writing skills and widely recognized by number one best-selling authors in the industry, television producers, celebrities, Amaleka built a significant ghostwriting career. To date, she has compiled 50 full-length best-selling novels and more than 20 short stories as a ghostwriter. In 2020, 211 Media wrote their first television series, House of Vicious, which currently airs on BET. Their current body of film and television work also includes the following: Whatever It Takes, feature film currently being shot, Amani, currently in post production, set for fall 2022 release, Accidental Mayor, sitcom currently being shot, and Kissing Santa Claus, feature film currently being shot. Wow,
Yes.
wow. You
That's
guys are
amazing, ladies.
you guys are here. You guys are at that moment, man, where we would say that you guys are right on the precipice of really popping as far as your movie career, but your authorship, both of you, is amazing.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
An extensive catalog.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
Years
Yeah.
of writing. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Well, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us. We are so excited to have you on the show this evening.
Thank
And, and we have a couple of questions for you.
All right.
Let's get
What might they be?
Yes. So, the first question is, how long have you been a writer? And that question is posed to both of you. So if you'd like to take turns, that would be great.
Okay. I have been a writer really all of my life since I was a little girl.
Okay.
So I always tell a story. My earliest memories of writing, I was like 9 years old, and I used to rewrite my favorite television shows and change the endings. I had a little Smurf notebook. I'd be sitting down there doing my little thing and everything. So, but then, as time went on and I wrote throughout school, but when I got to college, it's college. I want the party and everything. So I went on and I lived life and I gathered all the nice, sweet experiences that we do in college. And when I turned 30, it was when I just no longer wanted to reassign my dream to other people. Like sometimes, we get in the habit of thinking that, oh, that's for somebody else and not for us.
Right.
And I can remember the moment it kind of clicked. I was watching Love and Basketball. And I mean, I would just watch it over and over and over again. And I said to my husband, I said, I could write that. He said, you should. Like,
All right.
okay. And so that's what I did. I wrote my first book. And actually, the first book I wrote wasn't the one that was published. It was the second book that was published. I sent it off to the publisher and it was accepted the first go around. And the rest is Black woman history.
All right. That's amazing.
For me, it's similar. I think I've been writing my entire life. I was thinking about this today. When I was like 6 years old, maybe 6 or 7, I got this Fisher Price typewriter, and I don't know if any of you had it, but it had a bunch of words on each key. So when you typed it, the words came up. And
Okay.
I recently found this thing my mother saved. I made a story on there, and the story was called Deep Check. And I'm dating myself now, but if you were around our age, back in the days, you say, I got you in deep check. That means like you got somebody in deep check. That's like a up north thing and so when I was little, I wrote this whole story about how I had my whole household in deep check. And at the time, I lived with my mother, my father, and my aunt, who was living with us, who grew up with me like my sister. She's like my older sister. So that was the start of the storytelling. Like my first story was called Deep Check.
Mm-hmm.
And then just like Tu-Shonda, I kind of gave that up. I went to college. I had babies, lived life. And then I always used to say, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to write a book. And you think that your life is so interesting. You go through something and you think, oh, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to write a book. Mm-hmm. And I would tell my friends and family this. And then I just did it. I had my second child. She was a unique baby. Let's just say that. cried a lot. And I developed insomnia when she was a baby. And I would just sit up. So I said, I'm going to write this book. And I did. At nights when I had to sit up with Screaming Mimi, that's what we called her. I penned my first novel. My father actually gave me an article for a small indie publisher. He was like, this girl is from Brooklyn. You from Brooklyn. You should reach out to her. And I did. And I got published. And
all right.
That's how it went.
And the rest is history. All right. That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think a lot of people definitely have interesting lives, and they want to, pursue careers in writing, but they never, step out on their own and step out on faith and actually do it. So the fact that you guys, did it, and I mean, look at where you are now. That's amazing.
And you definitely guys are definitely an inspiration for our little girls. I mean,
absolutely.
Shout out to your families for believing in y'all dream and supporting y'all, because a lot of times, definitely when we're younger, when we dream, you don't have that support sometimes.
Right.
They don't let you have that imagination.
Right.
And that's the one thing about having a good support team. And when you're a younger person, is to be able to imagine and be able to be creative.
Absolutely.
Definitely when you're writing, like you got to use that type of imagination and have that imaginary friend.
Yeah. Yeah. We talk about this all the time, both Tu-Shonda and I, with our imaginary friends.
Yeah. It's not too many people that can still bring up your imaginary friend's name, but when they say it, I know you probably just blush because having that friend.
I don't.
Mine was named Ziggy. He was a little boy.
So even though in the bio we said how many books you guys have, I'm quite sure it's some stuff you guys might have left out in the bio about how many books you wrote. You guys were being generous. How many books did
I really don't know the exact number for myself. I don't.
Wow.
I stopped counting. I mean, I could probably go back and count, but I have so much stuff going through my head story wise that I can't pull it like off the top of my head.
Yeah, not to mention the ones that live in our computer, right? The ones that are just still in the computer. That's the crazy thing. Like a bunch of books just sitting in your computer.
Yeah.
Right.
Stories.
Right. Have you guys? How was it when you first looked at your first published work? Like, Wow, you have a book in your name. This is your name down there saying it's written by you. How was that experience?
So what was interesting for me is that I saw my book walking down 125th Street in Harlem. I didn't even know it hit the shelf yet. And they used to have like the book vendors and stuff on the street. And I'm like,
Right.
wait a minute. Oh my God, that's my book, right? So that's really not how it should have gone, but it did go like that.
Okay.
And it was an incredible feeling. The first time I walked into a bookstore and saw my book there, that was crazy. Like, it's surreal. You can't really explain it. But what really took it over for me was the library.
Mm.
Okay.
Because I remember being a little girl, and that was like the thing. Like, my mom, every Saturday was library, you go get books and all of that. So that was like the biggest deal for me.
Okay.
When you see it there, yeah. And in Target.
Right.
You gotta go to Charge, right?
Right.
For me, I received my advanced copies of my book, the first book, and I think I went home to Brooklyn because I moved out of Brooklyn at that point, and I went home and the box was sent there because I was planning on having like a book party, and I got the box and I was just like, it just felt. I still to this day still can't believe that, some of the things that have happened in my career over time, some of the people that I've met, some of the stories that I've written, it is surreal. Like you just feel like a regular person, but you just kind of like, it's surreal. It is surreal. Go in Walmart and see books and you're like, oh my God. Oh, my kids are little and they say, that's mommy's book. It feels good. It feels good. It's surreal, but it feels good.
Yeah.
Tell us about the transition from now you guys published authors, very successful, and now you guys are writing a script for a TV series. What was the genesis of all that? Uh-oh.
So I'm going to tell you the G-rated version. So I used to make like bracelets and stuff. So I'm making my stuff and then I get a call. I know you're busy because you didn't answer my text. And I was like, all right, what's wrong? What's happening? I'm going on pause because I'm trying to leave out a few words that we're not going to say.
I've been asked.
There you go. Yes. Go ahead. Yes, I was asked to write a Christmas movie or something like that. Like Lika can fill in the blanks.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay. So Lika, you fill in the blanks because my mind, I be trying not to cuss.
So she's trying to give you the clean version.
Yeah.
Tu-Shonda and I knew each other for a long time through books. And then, we just kind of knew each other, like, high and by. And then I started ordering bracelets from her. And we started having a real, like, deeper friendship, like, on a real spiritual level. We realized we had a lot of things in common. So I would talk to her, almost daily or whatever. I get a call because I had a lot of relationships through my ghostwriting career. I get a call from a celebrity that says, hey, I need a Christmas movie in 2 weeks.
Wow.
And I said, and the old me in that time probably would have said, I can't do it, whatever. I was a big self-sabotager, but I called her and I got, girl, and I said, who? And I said, hi. And she said, oh, well, I have something. How about we make the story about this novella I have, and then you'll have the story. And I was like, okay, I'm going to read it. I read it the next day. It took me a day to read it. I called her. I said, let's do it. And I had a script writing software because I had always planned to go into this industry. My oldest daughter actually bought it for me in 2015, and I had never really used it. I had, dabbled with it. But in 2020, when I got that call, I dusted off that software, put it on my computer, called Tu-Shonda. She did not have the software, but we would go back and forth every day. Now the pandemic is starting to kind of, get popping at that time. It was around that time. And what she would do is she would write a part and she would send it to me in Word. She would mimic the format of the script writing software. And then I would put it into the software. And we started, and I said, girl, listen, this is real for us right now. Get the software. She got it. And then we just, I mean, we started that movie in early March of 2020. We finished it in May.
Mhm.
And we were so happy. We were in here screaming, and we had many phone calls with a lot of people in the industry, and they loved it. And that was it. That was our walk-in into the industry. That movie, which is still being shopped today, they loved it. And then I got a call from the same celebrity and said, "Hey, we got greenlit for a show. We need writers." No, she said, "We need a writer, and I'm gonna put you with someone." And I was like, "Okay," because I didn't want to say no, but I was like, "But I got a writing partner." Like I have
Right.
a partner. So she was like, "Well, let's see." And I called Tu-Shonda and I was like, "Girl, I told her I had a writing partner." And then she did call back and she said, "Listen, we're just gonna make room for you and your writing partner. It's gonna be on you guys." And we did it. We spent our whole summer in the pandemic writing House of Vicious. And it was the best experience ever. And here we are.
All right.
Wow.
That's amazing. That's
That's
absolutely
amazing.
amazing. I love the fact that you said I have a writing partner because you knew that, she held you down when you needed her. So like, no, I'm not going to leave you behind. Each one teach one. Like, that's beautiful. I love that.
Yep. I was like,
Definitely,
"Listen, girl, we
definitely
coming
kicked the
back."
door. She kicked the door wide open for both of them to get through, right?
Absolutely. That's how it's supposed to be. Everybody needs
That's
somebody.
the true definition of friendship.
Right. Absolutely.
And also the true definition of your name being spoken in rooms that you don't even know about, right?
Absolutely.
So that's a beautiful
It
thing.
is. It absolutely is. I love that.
Along the journey, right? And it's amazing that you guys had trust in each other, and then you had trust given the celebrity your work. Did
Right.
you ever feel like, yo, I don't know, I don't want to give somebody my intellectual property? Like, did you never had that type of apprehension whatsoever?
We didn't because we built really good relationships and we're smart. It's not like we don't have ways to protect ourselves and we don't
Hmm.
have an attorney and we do
Right.
things by the book. We formulated our company. And so this is a business for us. And I think the people that, we're in business with understand that we understand that this is a business for us. And we've been around the block with books and stuff like that. So we know how to protect ourselves and
Right.
the things that we create. And it's a collaborative effort. I mean, if you know anything about the history of House of Vicious, it's all, it was created by a Black woman, Jill Ramsey. It's a Black female producers, a Black female director, writers. And so it's a collaborative effort in a sisterhood kind of way. So we didn't have any of those kind of reservations, no.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I don't think that's getting enough acclaim. How this is a group effort of Black women
Right.
really doing their thing and not having egos and just really being supportive of each other and getting down with each other on this amazing project.
Absolutely. So we've been watching episodes and Q and I have been, texting and calling back and forth like, oh, did you see this? Oh, did you see that? And I was like, I told him, I said, oh, this is spicy.
Yeah, when you leave an episode and your mouth is wide open at the end of the episode, you be
Absolutely.
like, yo,
Absolutely. So
that has definitely been
When we wrote it, our mouths used to be wide open as well. Everything that you experience, believe me, we experienced. We used to be like, that Kane, you know what? We gonna cuss him out real quick.
So it's safe to say that you do inject like real life personal experiences into your writing, or is it just straight fiction?
I think
life always imitates art, right? So you have to know something. I mean, if you watch House of Vicious and you read any of our books, you know that a lot of the experiences feel authentic. So it's not like we went through everything. We may know somebody, we may know things. And we like to, I say we because I know me and Tu-Shonda are on the same page with a lot of things. And we like things to feel authentic, especially to the Black woman experience. Like, we don't want anybody else telling our stories, man. They have to do us justice, and that's that.
Absolutely. And they have to be relatable.
Yeah. And some things, I mean, you know, you have to have a certain amount of talent as well to be able to create these things. So not everything you write about you will experience, but you can research, and then you can have compassion and you can have understanding. So that's injected into it as well.
Okay.
Do you guys feel like, you know, the black community, the definitely our black women community, those little girls that have those dreams, that they're watching like, yo, do you feel like you have a good burden, like, yo, I'm carrying the torch, I want to be an inspiration to those little girls and to those little young boys that look like we could do it. It's always going to be people like us who are breaking barriers, so to say.
Well, setting standards, honestly, setting standards in our community. And, you know, how do you feel about like properly like representing them in this entire matrix? Because that's definitely what it is.
That's a whole load. Right now, I'm trying to raise these children I have and hope to inspire someone along the way. I've not thought about the weight of all of that. You know, at some point I probably will. But for this particular moment, I have not really thought about the weight of all of that. I think that Amaleka and I move the way that we move because, you know, this is just who we are. It's personality. It's certain things that we're going to do, certain things that we're not going to do. We absolutely love Black folk, period. Yes. You know, so that's always important. And when we write, we are you know, we believe in balance, and we, you know, it's gonna be Black folk all the way, you know.
All right.
Exactly. I mean, for me, I hope to be, at a minimum, I hope to be an inspiration to my children. My children know where I come from in my story, and I just want them to understand that everything that I do is for them, like for them to have a life where it's soft, you know, like a soft life.
Right.
And that's it. That's all I can, you know, and if I inspire other people along the way, people tell me that sometimes, and I'm like, okay, because I'm just feeling like a regular, you know.
Right.
If that happens, I'm glad that happens. But like Tu-Shonda said, that's a lot, like, you know, that's a lot to think about. But if it happens along the way, then we did something good, you know. We've been doing
Absolutely. I think that you two are definitely aspirational for our young women. I think that just in Hollywood in general, we do know that, you know, there's definitely a ceiling. So to actually be, you know, in the game and producing shows, well, writing shows and, you know, producing shows, and to have an all Black cast, I think that's absolutely amazing. That says a lot. And it says that we're, you know, we're moving on up.
Yeah, somebody in the chat said, I don't know if you guys could have read it, but I put it up. It said, thank y'all for giving us a character that we love to hate, Kane. and stop trying to make us like him.
Oh my goodness, Kane has so many layers. Come on, y'all gotta look
on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kane is a piece of work.
He definitely is.
It's a whole lot of Kanes out here, okay?
Yeah,
some of them in
listen,
and some of them in Timbs. All right, it's a lot of Kanes.
I'm from the male species. I know some Kanes too.
Well, I'm going to say this. He definitely seems like an opportunist, and he's not trying to give up his great situation.
No, but he did a lot for Chantel. Y'all can't front on Kane. I'm not a Kane. I'm not a Team Kane fan. But when we were writing Kane, we wrote him with a lot of layers, and I think that's the good thing about House of Vicious, is that the characters are layered. They're not one dimensional. Kane has a lot of layers, and we show where he came from and why. So I think that's very important with characters. That's something that Tu-Shonda and I do very well.
And Kane is emotionally immature and insecure, right? And so I think that Kane, while he loves Chantel, he doesn't know what that really means.
Right. Right.
So
he loves her to the best of his ability.
And
Yeah.
this is definitely where art imitates life.
Right. And someone actually just said in the comments, Team Kane. So he got that man.
A lot of Team Kane. I couldn't believe it. I was like, Team Kane? You like Kane? Okay, girl. Okay.
When we were writing Kane, we used to have to take a break. I would be like, "You need a break?" She'd be like, "Yeah, girl, we needed a break." With
Kane. Well, we got a bunch of Kane comments coming up, right? Somebody said they told us the backstory as if that was going to make us like him. No, God, he could have as many layers as Grandma's biscuits, still not gonna like him. Nope.
At least understand him. Kane stuff, and then we would be like, you know what? We gonna cuss Kane out, and we would put it right in Chantel's mouth because nobody can get with Kane like Chantel and Mel. They're the only two that can get with Kane, and it's vice versa actually for Chantel. Nobody breaks Chantel down like Kane and her mama.
Let me tell you something. Chantel could read Kane for filth.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he is definitely a character. That's for sure. Okay. So so I'm putting this out there. As we were speaking behind the scenes, manifestation. So, what direction do you see the show going in for season 2?
To season 3, season 4,
4, 5, right? Absolutely. Putting it all on the table.
All of it.
That's right.
We're gonna ride this puppy in.
For everybody in the chat, as well as myself and Melodic, if we want these young ladies to get a season 2, 3, 4, 5, we got to continue to watch.
Yeah.
We got to share. We got to let them know how much we love the project, how much it does.
Right.
Speak about our culture. It's very important because a lot of times we could like a show, but we don't really watch it.
Right.
And we'll just talk about it. We got to really watch it and let them see them numbers and them ratings. Like, yo, people tuning in.
Watch it, DVR it, go back and watch it again, and all of those things count for ratings. For us, you have to understand that it is when you don't have those big machines behind you and those, you know what I mean? It's just word of mouth, and it's really about people loving the characters, and that's all we want. I mean, and we get a lot of comments and a lot of feedback on the characters. That's what it's about for us. Because it's a labor of love, right? We sit there and we create these characters, and then they do what they want to do. You know,
Well, someone said, and I'm gonna say this to Tu-Shonda. I don't know why I'm picking Tu-Shonda to answer this question.
He got in the same color.
So somebody said, "Will we get more Auntie Mel?" Now she has some layers.
I want to see more of Auntie Mel. You know, Mel was fun to write. Mel, I mean, she had a small part, but that actress really showed up and showed out. She really did. She embodied all of what we envisioned for Mel. That moment, I felt like that moment told us a lot about Kane and his upbringing. So, so I like Mel.
All right. Well, here's another question I have for you. So, being that you wrote the show, how much creative control do you have over the scripts?
That's a great question. I'm gonna let Tu-Shonda answer that one.
Okay.
Oh wow.
That's an on the spot question. I'm gonna let Tu-Shonda get that one.
I'm so honored. So here's what I think. It's the same thing with books. You write it. Some of it will stay, some of it won't, some of it you will rewrite. When you have other creative minds, right, that participate in these things and they have their thoughts as well. And so sometimes what you may write may not always fit the set or fit the moment. And so they can use your dialogue, absolutely, but they may have to change it around, which is fine. Because that's why they have those positions, right? Because they are going to have the ability to see what it is that you couldn't really see. We wrote it. I could tell you about Chantel and Kane backwards and forwards. I could tell you about all of these characters. But you might say, yeah, you said that, but so how did Mel get Kane, right? What happened? You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel that. It could be,
Okay. So there's a lot of collaboration.
a lot of
Okay.
collaboration. Yeah.
Okay.
And that is that directly with the showrunner, or just you guys? Were you guys there when it filmed and everything?
Say it again.
Were you guys there at the filming and everything?
No, it was COVID.
Oh wow.
COVID.
So basically, they interpreted your script.
No. We wrote. Okay. Oh well, in that way, yeah. In that definition.
Wow.
Yeah. But we were in a lot of contact. Like we've had a lot of conversations. Like I mean, at this point, it's like we pretty much family. It's it's cool.
Okay, that's excellent. Wow. So COVID.
Spoiler alert.
COVID was definitely. Stop spoiling it, Q. COVID was definitely a time for you guys to concentrate and move on to bigger and better things. That's beautiful. So something beautiful came out of that. That whole devastating. Time frame. So that's beautiful.
Right. Yeah, and as an avid TV watcher, you look at a lot of shows that I watched pre-COVID and then during COVID. For you guys that did this during COVID and the finished project from what we see to come out the way it came out really came out nice.
Right.
Someone said, "Will Chantel's child be introduced into the storyline?"
Keep watching.
Keep watching.
Yeah, I got 2 more episodes. Listen, 2 more episodes, and then we'll have like another conversation, and then you guys can kind of, I think the 2 more episodes, season finale is gonna be the banger. And
okay.
Then,
oh yeah.
A lot of things have to happen.
Oh yeah.
I want to address one thing about. I know it sounds cliche, but about not giving up on your dream, because people think when you get to a certain age, it's all over. Like I didn't do that at a certain age. And so, it's over. Tu-Shonda and I are both well-seasoned women. We both have adult children. So that's
my word.
Our age. But what I want to say is it's never too late. Shirley Ralph just won an Emmy and she's 65.
Absolutely.
And so for people that think you have to be 30 or 25 to make these kind of dreams or to break into these kind of industries is just false. And I just want to put that out there.
Right. You are absolutely right. As long as you have breath in your lungs.
I mean, even when I asked you guys the question about the inspiration and then looking at the chat, you guys have been an inspiration for a lot of us. I mean, to see this, to have an opportunity to have you guys on the show.
Thank you.
Like I said, it speaks volumes to having those dreams and still chasing them and still like not being satisfied. Okay, I wrote 5 books. Let me stop. Let me chill. Right. And then the creative will has never ran out, and you guys continue to keep turning and keep grinding, and it is an inspiration for all of us. I mean,
so I have a question that just came into my text messages. Do you ladies have careers besides writing?
Yes, absolutely. Full-time jobs. Absolutely.
Retirement's on the horizon, though, for both of us.
Say that, yes.
That's beautiful.
For both of us.
That's beautiful.
Let's put them in position where they can do what they need to do full time for us.
Absolutely, which is more interesting.
We're not retired now. Because we're not leaving those pensions behind. All right.
No, definitely.
Who is that now?
Too much investment, right?
Exactly. Right.
That's why I always say, if you want it, you can have it. You just have to go and get it. There are no excuses. Okay, we got the same 24 hours in the day as Beyonce. So work start at 9. You want to write? Get up at 4:30.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you guys, how is that? Definitely don't tell me the method or nobody else. But how is the method with shopping your projects? How is that? How's that process?
It's different for us because people have come to us. So it's so, I don't want to sound like ego or something, but it's been dreamy for us. Like people literally have been reaching out to us for just the the relationships that we've built, and we made some connections, or maybe talk to somebody and then they come to us. So we the relationships that we have in the industry, is kind of give and take, and like Tu-Shonda said, we built friendships with these people, like they kind of become, because we're so easy to get along with, they kind of become like our family, like by default, right? It's not something we do on purpose. I don't think we've had one stressful meeting yet in the industry. We
Great.
have them, and it's always like a good synergy, and we haven't had any stressful meetings. It is kind of stressful when your stuff is being shopped though, because you're on pins and needles and you kind of want to know what's happening. We have an amazing lawyer. He's funny, and he's a really good guy. So
Somebody in the chat asked Tu-Shonda a question specifically, but both of you guys can answer. Will you be writing any more books?
I'm working on a book that is dragging me for filth right now. Thank God I have an amazing writing partner who's like, let's go. So
yeah.
yes.
So this book is going to be a collaboration?
No, it's not a collaboration.
Okay.
I'm writing it, but it's when you're in this type of business, you have to have people that you trust.
Absolutely.
That can read your work and can say, so she been sitting on the Chase Lounge a little bit too long. Get her off of that.
Who said that?
Or that's a good chapter, but I think you should try such and such. That is really, really important, because I mean, you think you wrote the best thing going, and you got a whole lot of holes in it. So that's the beautiful thing about having someone you can trust like that.
Yeah, I don't currently have a book deal, but I don't count myself out of books yet. I still one of my biggest dreams is to write my memoir. So I'm still kind of tinkering around with that idea. It doesn't mean that I won't ever write a book again.
Okay.
Someone said they loved your book, Millionaire's Wives Club.
Oh, thank you. That's a oldie. Thank you.
And this question, I don't know if this question
gotta get role play. I'm gonna get role play.
Also they asked about how was it working with Kim Fields.
We don't know Kim Fields outside of
yeah.
We don't know her like that, so we can't really answer that question.
Okay. Are there any more questions from the chat, Q?
They just everybody loves their energy.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
This is true Black girl magic, right?
Yes, it is.
Because we are really friends now. Like, this is not like we're friends. We're friends, and we have heart-to-heart conversations. And Lika's like, okay, now when you start talking about the weather, what's the problem?
That's a code word for saying we are friends. We have loving times and we have fights. And our fights are very tactful, because we'll be on the phone quiet and she'll be like, yeah, it's about the rain in Jersey. And I'll be like, okay, what you mad at now? What happened? We kind of get past it. No, we have a very strong friendship, a mature friendship. And when things are, even when we're writing, like if we don't agree with something creatively, she'll say, this character should have a football scholarship.
I knew it.
And I'll just get quiet, and then she'll be like, because he gotta have, and I said, he don't need no football scholarship. And she said, you tired? I said, yeah, I'm tired. Let's call it a day. Let's go back tomorrow. And then I'll say, why he need a football scholarship? And we'll go back and forth, and she'll be like, you know what? I thought about it. He don't need no football scholarship, and it vice versa. If she's writing something, I'm like, I don't get it. I'm not feeling that. And she's like, okay, let's take a break and let's call each other tomorrow. And we do, and we get past it, so that's the great thing about the writing partnership and the friendship. I don't know if I never had a writing partner before. Okay. She's had people that Tu-Shonda's had people that she runs stuff by before. I never had that, and now I'm thinking, like, how did I survive all of this time with no one to read my stuff? Like, why was I suffering in silence? But that's what it was. So, but we're gonna get this book finished.
That's great that you guys have this amazing chemistry. Chemistry, right. When you're dealing with partnerships, it can't be forced.
Right.
And it's good that, even when Tu-Shonda was speaking, and she was leaving out some of the story. And she was like, "Well, Amaleka, you could finish and fill in the blanks because sometimes you do start finishing each other's sentences because Amaleka, you know how her brain work."
Exactly. That's very true. Even though every other day she don't act like you know me. Don't act like you know me.
Okay, we do have a couple more questions. Someone asks, do you have a forum to teach up and coming writers?
Not at this time. No, that's a whole lot of pressure. That's another pressure question. We still let us learn.
What feedback have you received from BET thus far about the ratings and the success of the show?
They love it. As we don't talk to BET. That's not our position. That's the position of the producers and stuff like that. So we leave that good stuff for them. We would totally be jumping out of our lane. We start talking to BET. They'd be like, "So what you doing?"
But the ratings are on the rise. Like each week, we've gotten every week it grows by 100,000 people. So
beautiful.
That is just like a blessing. We're trying to, take it over the top, and we were the number 2 on BET, the number 2 show on BET.
So let me ask y'all a question, right? What were y'all doing the first night of the premiere?
Right.
Well, we wanted to have a watch party, but unfortunately, I had an unfortunate accident this summer, so I couldn't get out. So Tu-Shonda had a watch party at her house, and I had a Zoom watch party at my house. But the excitement was crazy. I didn't sleep the night before. It was crazy. And then we were on the phone with each other after. It was amazing. Our plan was to always have a watch party together, but it came so fast. Everything just happened so fast. It was no time for planning. So
someone in the chat said that everyone should read Hush.
That's
one of your books, Ameleka?
Yeah, that's my second novel. That's my friends. I got to be one of my friends. That's their favorite book. They want me to make a show, a movie, or something out of Hush.
You should. You should. Look at that. See?
You never know. You never know.
We'll be looking for it, right, Q?
Absolutely. Absolutely. One other question I have you guys had the moment when you ran in the bathroom and just shed a tear? Yo.
I'm a tear shedder.
Okay. You had that moment?
I cry for everything. Tu-Shonda, you answer that question. Did you cry?
No, I haven't cried. I'm not a crier, Jill, because I was about to call her Jill Scott. Because Jill Scott cries. So that's what I always call her. I'm not a crier at all. I've had that moment where it's just unbelievable.
Okay.
Where it's just wow. It comes a lot. It has happened more than once. And definitely when the commercial comes on.
Okay.
And then it's wow. So we really wrote that. Or, they'll say something and then I'll remember us writing it and the story behind it. Yeah. These arguments. And so that was fun. And when Kate was drunk and and how we laughed about
I don't need no validation. Laughed so hard at that joke when we wrote it. It was so funny.
Have y'all ever talked on the phone during the whole episode and watched together?
No, because we want to be into it and we're live tweeting, with the cast and with everybody at the same time. So it's a lot. First of all, I don't know. I'm not that Twitter savvy. So my daughter was home from college and she was live tweeting for me the first couple of episodes. Then she was gone and I was like, I don't know how to do this. So it's too much concentration. But we call each other after and we okay, it's over, girl. You're gonna go back and watch it? Yeah. Then we go back and we watch it. Because we DVR it, we go back, I watch it on demand. Listen, if it's 5 ratings, if it's 5 people added to the ratings, it's me, okay? Because I go back 5 times and make sure that I watch it, I DVR it, and I rewatch it. Yeah. And it's just been an amazing experience. It just definitely has been surreal and amazing.
Okay.
Great.
Oh, yeah.
So we have we have a little exercise at the end of the show
Okay.
that we'd like to do with you. So I'm going to give you one word, and if both of you could comment and let me know what comes to mind when you hear this word. So we have 6 words for you. The first one is community.
Black.
All right.
Blackity black black.
Okay.
Y'all see her earrings, Tu-Shonda's earrings. They rocking, y'all.
Thank you.
The second word is family.
Most important to me.
Yeah.
Most important to me.
All right. The third word is series.
Vicious. House of Vicious.
All right.
All the way to season 8. Baby.
Yes.
The fourth word is movies.
We got several coming.
All right.
Hmm.
The next word is giving back.
Always going to do that.
Okay.
Always going to do that. We are always, in any way we can, we're always going to do that. I think that's my life is that in it of itself. I'm always giving back. People I know, people I don't know. And I think just this experience and us being willing to talk about it is a form of giving back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right now you have little girls sitting on the ends of their seats like, oh, I could do that. I could be them.
Yeah.
All right. And the next one is, and it's not just one word, it's 3 words. House of Vicious.
Hey!
Season 2. That's our words. That's our claim it. We can claim it.
What
Yes.
I would say is the writers, baby,
Yes.
the writers. We are the writers. Every time that credit comes up on the screen,
Okay.
all my friends in their houses and us over here, we go, hey!
Amazing. Thank you guys so much for
Thank
being
you.
a part of our show. We definitely enjoyed this conversation with you.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for having us. Thank you for everybody that tuned in. And we are just grateful. Please keep spreading the word about House of Vicious. And we love everybody that has, have tuned in thus far.
Thank you. I'm going to say this. So everyone that's watching right now, we will add the links to our social media pages, and Amaleka and Tu-Shonda will have the links also. Please forward the links and to promote, because we would love to promote all of their bodies of work.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was fun.
I really I just want to say I appreciate you guys for being available. A lot of times people aren't available, and to just talk about, not just market what you guys are doing, but to talk to people, let people know what's going on with you guys, and
Right.
really appreciate you guys coming on. And
For sure.
I see some big things, man. You guys are really, really inspirational. I have a bunch of nieces who dream like every other little girl, and whether you guys realize it or not, you are inspirations for that little girl who's with the doll, who's talking to the doll like the doll is talking back. And this has definitely been a pleasure of mine, and definitely looking forward to seeing you guys' future, man, because it's bright. You guys got a spirit that's just so beautiful.
Oh, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Now you gonna make me cry.
Wait a minute.
Tu-Shonda, I didn't.
Make her cry. We would love to see it. Keep going.
Yes.
Tu-Shonda, I kept something to myself during the interview. I am an avid reader.
Oh, you are.
So when I found out that you guys were authors, I'm all on Google, like, yo. So I says to Melodic, I'm like, yo, they wrote a lot of books, yo. So, just as an avid reader and being able to look at somebody's work, and for me as a reader, I'm in the story. When I could watch it as you're writing. I could watch what's going on and be able to understand. And I really appreciate you guys a lot.
Absolutely.
Thank
Absolutely.
you so
Thank
much.
So everybody in the chat, make sure you guys watch House of Vicious. Continue to let BET know how you feel about the show.
Continue to support.
We need these ratings to break records, to let
Yes.
people know that, you know, there is some Black women who are collaborating and doing some excellent work.
Right.
You know, these two young ladies gave us some of their time today on this beautiful evening.
Yes, they did. And we appreciate you guys so much. Everybody tune in to House of Vicious. Go on demand, check it out, because those streams count as well.
Yes. Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yes.
BGT. Wow.
2 more episodes left. 2 more episodes left.
The books are their books are sold.
Right. Go on
Just
Amazon.
look up their names, and you'll be able to find their books on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, etc.
Yes.
Let's support these beautiful Black queens.
With that, have a great night, and we'll talk to you guys soon.